Don't answer if the forest calls your name. I wish someone had told us that. 6 of us went on what was supposed to be a simple weekend hike. Liam, Maya, Chloe, Ben, Sam, and me, Alex. We found an unmarked trail off the main path, and our sense of adventure got the better of us. The forest was ancient, dense, the kind of green that swallows sunlight whole. It was beautiful until it wasn't. Hours passed. The trail vanished. Every direction looked the same. That's when we realized none of our phones had a signal, and the GPS was just a blank screen. This place, it wasn't on any map. Panic started to prickle at the edges of our excitement. Liam, always the leader, tried to keep us calm. "We just backtrack," he said, but his voice was a little too tight. The problem was, we couldn't agree on which way was back. As the sun began to dip below the horizon, painting the sky in shades of orange and blood red, the forest changed. The air grew cold, and the shadows stretched into unnatural shapes. That's when we first heard it. A whisper carried on the wind, like the rustling of leaves. Maya ... We all froze. Maya's eyes went wide. "Did you guys hear that?" We nodded, looking around. It sounded like it came from everywhere and nowhere at once. Then another whisper. Then ... Then Ben laughed nervously. "Okay, very funny. Who's doing that?" But we were all accounted for, all standing in a tight circle, our faces pale in the twilight. The whispers continued, calling each of us by name. Liam, Chloe, Sam, Alex. But the truly chilling part? The voice whispering my name was my own. It was a perfect mimicry of my own voice, a faint echo of myself calling out from the oppressive darkness of the trees. We huddled closer, a tangible fear settling over us like a shroud. The forest wasn't just a place. It felt alive, and it was watching us. It knew our names. It knew our voices. Liam pulled out a powerful flashlight, its beam cutting a sharp comb through the gloom, but it only seemed to make the surrounding darkness deeper. "Whatever this is," he said, his voice low, "we don't engage, we don't answer. We just need to find a clearing and wait for morning." We all agreed, our heads bobbing in terrified unison. But the whispers grew more insistent, more personal. "Sam ... Where are you, Sam?" It was Sam's voice, pleading, sounding lost and afraid. Sam, a big guy who was usually the joker of the group, was trembling. "This is insane," he muttered, shaking his head. "This is just the wind." It has to be, but it wasn't the wind. The forest kept calling, taunting us with our own voices, a symphony of disembodied terror. It was a psychological attack, preying on our most fundamental sense of self. How do you run from a sound that lives inside your own head? We stumbled through the undergrowth, branches clawing at our clothes, the whispers following us like ghosts. Then it happened. The voice called out again, this time with a desperate edge. "Liam, help me, I'm over here." It was a perfect copy of Liam's voice, sounding like he was in trouble just beyond the reach of our light. Against everyone's frantic protests, Sam couldn't take it anymore. Maybe he thought it was a prank, or maybe the fear just broke him. "Liam's right here, you freak," he screamed into the darkness. "Leave us alone," he answered back. The forest fell silent. The whispers stopped. For a blissful second, there was only the sound of our own ragged breathing. A collective sigh of relief started to form, but it died in our throats. From the edge of the flashlight's beam, a shadow detached itself from the trunk of an ancient oak. It wasn't a shadow, it was a figure. It stepped slowly into the light, and a wave of absolute horror washed over us. It looked exactly like Sam, perfect in every detail, from his red flannel shirt to the terrified expression on his face. It was his double, his twin, his copy. The real Sam stared, his mouth hanging open. What is that?" he stammered. The Sam thing didn't answer. It just smiled, but the smile was wrong. It was too wide, stretched unnaturally, and its eyes were hollow, empty voids that reflected the flashlight's beam like polished black stones. They held no recognition, no soul, only a chilling, predatory intelligence. We were paralyzed. The copy took another step forward, and another. It moved with a fluid grace that the real clumsy Sam could never manage. It was walking directly towards him. The real Sam finally broke from his trance, stumbling backwards, tripping over a root. "Stay away from me," he shrieked. The copy didn't slow down. As it got closer, we saw its form begin to dot shimmer, the edges blurred like a heat haze on a summer road. It reached Sam, who was scrambling on the forest floor, and simply touched him. The moment it made contact, Sam screamed. It wasn't a sound of pain, but of pure, undiluted terror. His body flickered, his image wavering like a bad TV signal. For a horrifying instant, there were two of them flickering in and out of existence. Then, with a soft final sigh, the real Sam just dissolved. He faded away into nothing, leaving only his clothes in a heap on the ground. The copy stood over the empty clothes. It looked down, then looked up at us. The terrifying, stretched smile was still on its face. It was no longer a copy of Sam. Its features were smoothing out, melting like wax, were forming. Its height shifted, its clothes seemed to reweave themselves. Before our very eyes, it was transforming. And then it spoke, in a perfect imitation of Liam's voice. "Who's next?" It asked, its hollow eyes landing on Liam. We didn't wait for an answer. We ran. We scattered into the darkness, blind, frantic, with the sounds of our own terrified screams and the forest whispering our names behind us. The forest copied us. It took one of us. And now it's hunting the rest with a familiar face. We're still lost and the sun is coming up. But in this forest, I don't think the daylight will save us. I can still hear them, my friends, calling my name in their own voices. Or is it the forest? I don't know anymore. I just know I can't answer. Thanks for tuning in to our story tonight. If you were captivated by this journey into the unknown, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more tales that explore the shadows. We love having you here, and your support means the world. Stay safe out there, and we'll see you in the next video.